Chargers have now completed the first week of training camp, and although by the time this finally releases, it will likely already be Monday, which means they'll be in full pads, but I think it's kind of good to go through everything that's kind of happened so far through the first week of training camp, which I think has turned out extremely well for the Chargers to this point so far. So, if you enjoy this content, please give me a like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I completed one of my goals, and that was to reach 200 last week. So maybe we can somehow reach that goal by the end of the year, but I can only do that with your guys' help. Now, let's get right into this. Let's not waste any more of your time. Week 1 of Chargers training camp was a complete success. So we're going to go through kind of the key things, and although there was lots of highlights, lots of things going down in drills, everything like that, press conferences, so many things going on, we kind of need to focus in on things individually. So how I'm going to go through this is just kind of like key things, key terms, things that are going on, and we'll put them under a larger category and then touch up on like individual press conferences, drills, and all of that stuff one by one. Now, like I said, although this might come out on Monday, this was recorded on Sunday, so we're not going to be talking about full pads practice. We'll have another video on that at the end of this week or so. So the first thing, which is by far the biggest thing, and maybe the only bad thing that's kind of happened so far in training camp, and that is in regards to Derwin James. So as we all kind of know, Derwin James has his contract coming up here soon, expected to be the highest paid safety in the entire league. And although Derwin did participate in the walkthroughs and kind of coach some of these younger guys in the drills, he did not participate in the drills at all himself, which, you know, can be a little bit of worry. You want to see him moving at full speed so he can be fully ready when the season comes around. But it's not too big of a worry that Derwin's sitting out of helmets and pads practice so far, because they're going to get the contract done sooner rather than later. The team is in a full understanding so far of the current situation, and they say, Coach Staley says that they're within a few days of the contract being done, which is very, very good news that Derwin James will be with this team long term if that is the case, that they're only days away. And even the rest of the team isn't really upset. There's no like bad blood within the organization. Both Keenan Allen, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, and Staley were all asked about Derwin James and how they feel about the current situation. And each one of them spoke, you know, kind of on it, whether it's you want to call it an issue or whatever it is, and they're completely understanding of the reasoning behind it, and they understand what's going on. They're not worried about it at all. They just want to see him on the field sooner rather than later, and that's going to happen once everything is figured out with that contract. Now, that was probably the biggest thing so far in the entire training camp so far. So now we're going to zone on the actual play and everything not pertaining to kind of the off-the-field things, such as the contract. So the next thing here is this new defensive look. Now, you do have a lot of the same guys on this roster, including guys like Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Michael Davis, Nas Adderley, but you have a lot of new players, which is going to make this defense look completely brand new, especially with these brand new additions. Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa have been looking incredible. They're complimenting each other greatly, including Joey Bosa in his own press conference saying that him and Khalil Mack compliment each other in an incredible way. And they both spoke highly of each other in their press conference. Like I said, Bosa was bringing up that they were kind of both teaching each other new things. And although they're not maybe brand new, it's just kind of teaching them the little nuances in each thing and getting better overall. Both Bosa showing Mack and Mack showing Bosa, which is obviously great thing. Not only do you have two top edge rushers on the same team, but they're also improving by being on the same team and learning from each one another. Now, these moves are really, really special as, you know, not only on the same side of the ball are you seeing improvement, but you're going to also see some improvement on the other side of things. These moves are, you know, really special as Rashawn Slater, the Pro Bowl tackle for the Chargers that was just drafted last year. He said some of the moves that Mack has been putting on, has been showing off, Slater's never seen before. So you bring in a brand new guy in Khalil Mack who can, you know, do a ton, and then Bosa's learning, Mac's already showing that he has not slowed down. He's not lost a step because he's blown up Slater, and Slater's just in awe at what he can do. And this new look defense, especially this new look front line, has been very, very good. I heard reports that Corey Linsley was saying Sebastian Joseph Day is one of the best nose tackles he's went against in the entire league of his 8-year career. So these are all really, really good reports. Now, new defense, that's a really big thing. As long as you locked everyone in, this defense is going to be incredible. But not only that, but this team is hungry, like really hungry. They want to go out and get it. Bosa spoke on how he loves the new additions that were brought to this team and how they all have some championship experience, and they know how to go the distance, which is going to really translate not only on a personal level, like guys like J.C. Jackson and Kyle Van Noy knowing how to do it themselves, but they can teach the rest of the team how to stay healthy and go the distance. Even Sebastian Joseph Day, who just did last year, though he had an injury, he was still within the organization and kind of can learn the techniques to last at full length and be healthy and do the right things to make it to that Super Bowl. And also, Joey Bosa spoke on how he's happy that these players have already won a Super Bowl or competed in them want to come to the Chargers because they see an opportunity to do that again with this Chargers team, which really speaks a lot of volume to how good this roster has been put together and how good this roster has been organized. And also, Khalil Mack, when asked how hungry he is, said, and I quote, "You want to know how hungry I am? I'll show you," which only tells you that he's got a huge chip on his shoulder. He wants to go out and play, and I've heard some reports that he has been just going absolutely crazy, looking like an undrafted free agent that needs a spot more than a vet that already knows what he's doing, just with how much he's putting into it and trying to show that he has so much left to give to this roster. Mac also spoke on how his only goal that he really has left for his career is to make, and not only make, but also win a Super Bowl. That's the last token that he really wants for his resume, and the last goal that he has really set that's a larger goal. And the team also sees this opportunity that they have and are ready to take that next step and ready and prepared to do that. Mike Williams was speaking on the extremely high expectations that this team already has. And although you have these guys like Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, who all see that this is a Super Bowl caliber team and are excited about that and have talked about that, there is one player left on this team that maybe isn't quite ready to address that. And the one player that is not willing to talk about Super Bowls quite yet is really no surprise, and that's Justin Herbert. As expected, he stated that, he's not really focused on that. He is focused on winning the Super Bowl. That's obviously what he wants, but he's focused on right now, and he thinks that if everyone gives their full effort, that there's not much you can ask for, and they're going to be in a great position to make the playoffs and make a run for it. He just wants to really focus on right now, and that's no big surprise, especially with how humble Justin Herbert has been throughout his entire career so far with the Chargers. Now, speaking of Justin Herbert and this offense as a whole, this offense has been opening up a ton. With the team working on their second year in the new scheme under Joe Lombardi, things are, starting to begin to open up. Not only are you learning these little new small things, you're learning how to do specific check-ins when you're at the line of scrimmage and change the play a little bit. The playbook's opening up more because now that you've memorized all the plays from last year, you can just add on top of that. Lots of great things are happening. And Herbert's going to have his first time having the same scheme, same coaches in back-to-back years since he was in college, which is going to be a huge help for Justin Herbert as well as the rest of this team, because Herbert's going to be able to, develop further into this system and know how things are going to work. Now, and with Herbert building on his previous knowledge, this playbook will open a ton. Austin Eckler, in his press conference, spoke on the ability to make some, really quick decisions at the line of scrimmage, with each player kind of learning these new things and learning where to be and how to do these things. And when you know a scheme, you can kind of look at the defense, realize that maybe a certain play is not going to work, and you can check into Justin Herbert, or Justin Herbert can check into you and be like, hey, I want you to alter your route a little bit or switch it entirely. Maybe we need to do a run play because the box is empty. Maybe it's loaded. Let's run a play action so they come down. The offense as a whole is going to open a ton with this playbook, just further progressing into it with the years going on. And Keenan Allen and Mike Williams both spoke on their ability to kind of know where to be and how to get open and how to find the ball, even when the defenses are playing at a high level, just because they know the scheme and they know what Justin Herbert wants now that they've played with him a few more years. And that's kind of a key thing. Not only is knowing your scheme, but also knowing your quarterback and how he likes to place the ball for you and where to put it and all that stuff is going to definitely improve a lot. And with Justin Herbert already being a top 5 quarterback in this league, just imagine what it's going to look like with him a second year in the scheme, with wide receivers that are fully understanding what he wants. This offense is going to open up dramatically. Now, speaking of this offense and just how good they've improved, we also got to take a look at the defense. They've improved dramatically and what that means for the team as a whole, with them competing with each other non-stop, with both the offense and the defense performing at top levels. Many tough matchups are occurring, which is not only going to improve the team, but also the players individually. While some days, you're going to feel like we're seeing the defense maybe dominate really heavily, and then the next day the offense might be dominating heavily, and it's really just a fight of back and forth. And like Chargers like to say a lot, iron does sharpen iron, and the defense as well as the offense is going to improve dramatically as time goes on, the more they face off against each other. Austin Eckler spoke on, how it's never going to be a blowout because both sides of the ball are so good, but how each little win is like small victories. Getting that first down when it's 3rd and 8 against a great defense, that's a victory. Or, shutting them down on 4th down is going to be a victory for the defense. These small victories not only are going to, give some energy to whatever side of the ball it is, but also show discipline and learn how to take away certain things that, worked against you when you have that loss in certain occasions here. Mike Williams and J.C. Jackson are going head-to-head pretty much daily on the outside of that ball, which is going to improve both of them by themselves dramatically. Mike Williams, who is a big body, is going to be able to go up and get balls. He's going to know how to go against top DBs, and as Mike Williams said in his press conference, J.C. Jackson is probably going to be the best DB he's going to face all year round. Not only that, but J.C. Jackson is a top DB in this league for sure, but going against a big physical body like Mike Williams, one of the best 50-50 ball wide receivers in the league, is only going to improve his ability to fight through physical contact and get to a ball, especially with Mike Williams, who is great at finding the high point of the ball. J.C. Jackson is going to have to find a way to get in the way of that, which is going to improve him once the actual season does begin. Keenan Allen has also consistently stayed open, finding openings in this defense, even with how great it's been. He's breaking down. He even broke the ankles of his coach. So even with this high competition, we're still seeing these top guys play at their top level time and time again. Joey Bosa also spoke in his press conference on how he loves the back and forth that this defense and this offense are having between the two teams, because you're going to improve each player that is within these drills dramatically. Is going to improve because when you go against better competition, you're going to have to be better to get open and or to get the tackle or get the sack. So even with some of these, you're not full padded yet, at least at this current moment. Just going through these and learning the fundamentals is going to be a big key in improving, so that when you throw those pads on, you went through the fundamentals, you've learned all these little new things or just improved on things you've already known. It's going to just improve every single person on this roster. And kind of the last thing here that is a key factor in what we've seen so far in week 1 of training camp is the really cheerful attitude that this whole team as a whole has had. Both sides of the ball are very happy with what's been going on. Like I said, Joey Bosa is excited with the new talent that's brought to the team. I think most people on this roster are very excited. Staley sees a great opportunity. He thinks that they are in a great position to go win, just in general as well as in the Super Bowl. And just everyone is thriving in this atmosphere right now. Justin Herbert was getting MVP chants from the crowd in training camp, and although he said that those chants were for Khalil Mack, that just shows a little bit more of what this team feels. Justin Herbert's getting these MVP chants, and although he is humble, he still doesn't take the credit for it, and he's like, nah, that was for Khalil Mack, just because he sees how much talent is on Khalil Mack as well as that defense. Keenan Allen was saying that he feels young and he's having fun. And that's something that he said he hadn't been doing in a long time at the beginning of training camp. And it's his 10th year in the league. And if he's feeling healthy and he's having fun, that's only great news for the Chargers as a whole. Joey Bosa excited to start this brand new season with this new offense, with all this new characters, and he's feeling healthy, as was mentioned in the Drew Tranquil podcast, which Joey was on. He was saying that he feels healthy. He's been taking some drugs, antibiotics, whatever you want to call it, and it's been helping him a lot, not only with stress, depression, all that stuff, but also as his health as a whole, which is only going to make him do better on the field because he's not going to be worried about everything else that's kind of suppressed in his head. He's going to be able to focus fully on football, which is, again, going to be very good news. Khalil Mack wants to show how hungry he is. He's excited not only for himself, but as a team to just go out there and prove everyone wrong. Austin Eckler, as always, is all smiles, and he's excited, and he's ready for the competition in the running back room. Tons of running backs. Some maybe not what we've wanted to see so far, but with the amount of guys that are in there, hopefully this means that they're going to improve, and Austin Eckler is ready for the challenge, and he's happy about it. He doesn't think his reps are going to be cut down, but he's hoping that in some way someone steps up to the plate so that he can compete and have some more energy in that RB room. And, Derwin James' contract seems to be imminent, happening within days, maybe even tomorrow on Monday. So everyone on this roster seems very happy with everything that's going on, and only really good things have happened so far in week 1. And although you haven't put pads on yet, and people for the most part are being healthy, you got to be excited for what this team as a whole has set up for this roster. Now, quick little injury notes here. Kenneth Murray, I think, has another month or two before he returns to the field. Staley spoke on that. I heard some reports that Drew Tranquil is dealing with some sort of injury with his lower body. Not sure if it's like a thigh, his hip, his groin, whatever that may be. I heard some reports on that as well. It doesn't look like he might miss much time. I'm not quite sure. These reports were just coming out when I was starting. But, not a ton of injuries so far, which is very good news, especially for a team that has struggled with it time and time again. But that's everything. That's the key little details that we've noticed through 1 week of the Chargers. And, what are you guys kind of excited for week 2? Obviously, putting on pads, I wonder how much some of these guys are going to really pop off. When you're going through fundamentals, there's only so much you can learn. But I wonder what that competition between Khalil Mack and Rashawn Slater is going to look like. I wonder how good Zion Johnson is going to come out. And I wonder if guys like, Jerry Tillery are going to finally step up. We're not sure. There's a lot of things that we have to be answered in week 2 of training camp. So what are you guys looking forward to? If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. And if you enjoy this channel, why not subscribe? Seriously, I really hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm putting every amount of, if you have any sort of, things that you think I can improve on, please put them out there. I'm trying to improve for you guys. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. And as always, I hope it taught you something today. Hope it made you smile. Hope it made you laugh. That something's really important to me. Affect someone else's day in a great way, because every single day can be a great day if we all just put in the effort. And as always, you guys all be safe out there.
But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that